Okay, here we are. This is drawing the McLaren P1 lesson 3, and we made some really good progress on it today. As you can see off camera, I went ahead and did a lot more work on it. I darkened up the windshield and I darkened up the air intakes in the front, and I wanted to get it to the point that we could get a little bit further along so you could see more of the work on it and not have to see just the boring stuff. So I wanted to let you see what the parts that define the car better look like being done. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm working on the inset on the side panel where the air comes out from the front of the car and goes into the radiators in the rear, and also goes by and cools the brakes and does all kinds of good stuff. And that's very interesting, the way that it's set up to be able to channel the air around in there. So these days, of course, everything is air management and aerodynamics, so they work all these things out in wind tunnels, but it looks really weird to have the side of your car cut away to almost nothing and have you sitting in a tub that doesn't have an outside to it, but there are reasons for it. And obviously you make a car that goes 240 miles an hour or so, then you have to pretty much worry about the aerodynamics of it, or you're not going to get to that speed. Or if you do get to that speed, you might have lift that would cause a severe loss of traction or something else even worse. So all very important, and that's why they spend millions of dollars researching this sort of thing in the wind tunnels. But it's coming along great. With that darkened windshield and a little bit of darkness on the side windows too, which is in the original photograph, it's starting to look more and more like the real car. So I'm pretty sure we're going to make this look pretty spectacular by the time we get done with it. But I'm going to do the best I can to, like I always do, to make it look like a P1, but put my kind of unique flavor on it too, and make some of the things more accentuated than they are in the photographs. And I like to play with things a little bit, the values of one thing to another. And being as I don't have color to work with, the only thing I can do is just to play with the tonal values. So that's what I do, and I really enjoy doing that too, because it makes it your own, which is always fun, especially an exotic car like this. I haven't even seen one on the road yet, and I've seen a lot of pretty exotic cars down at Cars and Coffee in Irvine, but I have never seen a P1 on the road before. But I guess there's probably be a first time somebody will run one out there, I'm sure, if they haven't already. I don't make it every week, so may well have been that there was one there that I haven't seen. But it's a really striking looking car. I mean, it is gorgeous, but it looks kind of weird too. And here we go, working on the lower front apron, just below the belt line on the front. And again, what I'm doing here is I'm working on the darker parts of the car, and then that'll let me work one thing against the other, and then we'll be able to show the difference between the lights and the darks. And on this car, the darks are not that dark. They're carbon graphite, so there's not truly black. It's kind of a dark gray, like an anthracite coal or something. And the outer body is a fairly dark orange. So between the two, there's not going to be a whole bunch of color. So I'm going to have to shift things around a little bit to make it look believable, or it's going to all look the same color, and I don't want that. I want there to be some drama in it and some differentiation, so you can tell the difference between the inner and the outer colors, the dark and the lights. But I'm sure we'll be able to do that. It's if I can't do it yet, I'll be able to do it on the final run through on this, and I'll adjust stuff around so that it looks believable and good too. Like I say, I'd like to make it so that it's really dramatic and exciting looking, and that's why I do these. If we're just taking a photograph, assuming that I could get to one of these cars and take a photograph, then that's just taking a photograph. It takes less than a second for you to snap a picture. But I work on hours on these things to do my drawings, so I really want it to look like something spectacular when I get done with it. But like I say, I'm sure this one will work out great anyway. Okay, coming down near the end here. A little bit off camera before we get back here too. I'm going to darken things up a little bit more, just to get the values adjusted a little bit so that you can see when we start working on the body what the difference is. Okay, that's about it. I hope to come back tomorrow, and thank you very much. I'll see you then. Bye.